very clear on what they expected out of me. Right?
Yes.
And I had to be willing to fit that bill. And I was. Right?
Yes.
And that's the key. Is so many times you have to know what you're looking for. That can't be. Marriage is so important, and so important that you can't go in this guessing. It's not a guessing game. It's not, well, I guess I'll do it and see how it works. That's not how God intended it.
No, it's not.
That's definitely not how He intended it. He intended for y'all to come together in the perfect timing and make magic.
Yes, have dominion.
You understand? Make magic. And if the person that you're with, you don't see magic in them, something's wrong.
Yes, and you need to rethink that decision of whether or not you should continue that relationship.
Absolutely. But so many times people get so used to, I'm familiar with them. I'm used to them. I'm comfortable. It's been this many years. Right? And I tell people all the time, I understand you can't get those years back. But you cannot mess up the future.
Ooh, that is so good.
You telling me that because you spent the last 5 years in this up and down roller coaster, but your stomach didn't got comfortable with the up and down of a roller coaster. So you cool riding a roller coaster now, even though the roller coaster is not satisfying you.
Yeah, toxic relationships will kill. If they don't kill you, they will kill some part of you. They
kill your self-esteem. They kill your character.
Yes.
Then you start to view yourself from a negative point of view because you've dealt. I posted something on Facebook the other day, and I don't post much, but I posted something because when I saw it, I was like, I have to. Right? It said, when you know your worth, you'll stop giving people discounts.
Wow. That is so true. I think I'd like that post.
Exactly. And then it had, the picture was a lion. A male lion, right? He takes care of
the pride.
It's his job. No one else can come in and it ain't open.
And he won't give his job up for somebody else either.
They'll have to come and kill him for it.
Yes. That's what I was about to say. He'll give his life before he give up his job.
Because you think about it, it's not open. It's not open for discussion. It's not open for somebody else to come in. It's not open. So many times people don't know. It goes back to that value thing. If you don't understand your value, because you hadn't sought out the source of who created you. And if you don't understand who God created you to be, I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, do you understand who you are? You're a woman. This is what I said. I said, you're a woman. I said, did you not realize you can carry life in you? Y'all have children. Your body adapts and carry a human being. I sit back and I look at my kids. My kids are 11 and 13. And I look at my wife and I'm like, you know how amazing you are. Look at what we produced it, but you did this.
Yeah.
I had a part. I started it off. Right? I started it off. It was her job and this amazingness that she is to bring them forth. And now it's my responsibility to take care of them all.
And not only that, if a man does not, if he's talking to you any kind of way, calling you all kinds of names and stuff, why would you want to create a future with this man? Why would you want to bring children into an environment like that? Because if he's going to either do the same thing to those kids, or he's going to demean you, so they're going to have to make a decision.
That's the thing. The saddest part about it is when they do things like that, they like take that on and they put up with it because they think at some point I can change him. And I tell people all the time, the only way anybody's going to change anything, they have to see what they're doing as a problem. If they don't see it as a problem, they ain't changing it.
Exactly.
They'll make adjustments to shut you up. To make you get off their back. But is that true change? That's not true change.
That's conformity.
Exactly. And that's why it ends up going back Oh, it only lasted for a couple of months, and now he back doing the same thing he was doing before. Because he did never really truly change. Because he saw it as, this is something you nag about. It ain't really a problem. You just tripping.
I heard one man one time say, I think it was a woman that said that she did not like a man. She didn't like him. He kept pursuing her. Bought her flowers, asked her out, told her she was pretty. And she was not physically attracted to the man. She did not want to be involved with the man. But because he was persistent, she gave in. Sometimes men will wait you out.
Look, they master waiters. Because this is how a guy thinks, right? If we don't have a title, I'm really open to do whatever I want to do. Because we don't have a title. You thinking, I like you, you like me. We're building towards something. We just hadn't placed it in this box. We hadn't labeled it. But you're committed. I'm seeing where this is going to go. And I just want to see that you make the right moves. He's saying, why you sit back and wait for me to make the right moves? We don't have a label, so I can do what I want to do.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my options open.
So I can sit back and I can wait you out. I'm cool with that. Right? And they fall into that trap. And one thing about females, I think, you can't spend quality time with someone and expect for your heart not to grow. Ooh,
you said a mouthful.
Because if you spend quality time, your heart starts to grow, and maybe he wasn't that great looking to you. But you start saying, I ain't that bad.
Yep.
He do have dimples, even though his eyes may be going to the side. So what I'm saying is you start making excuses for him, and you start to compromise, right?
Yep.
And when you were talking about how they handle you, right? You got to think about it. You don't want that, because that doesn't change if he don't see it as a problem, and especially if it gets him what he want. I can ridicule you and I can guilt you into giving me what I want. The key is I get what I want.
Yep. Man, we are running out of time, Trey. Again. I'm definitely going to have you to come back, because it has been so good. Just give some key indicators out there to the guys. If a guy's saying, you know what, I want to be that person that you're talking about, but I don't see how to get there, what would be your advice to that person?
My advice to that person is get a clear understanding of who you are. Get a clear understanding of the way you are in your life. Don't feel like you're in a rush. So many times you feel like you have to, you know what, I got to hurry up and do this. No, it's a lifetime. We're trying to build something for a lifetime, not something that I need to hurry up and do, because I can remember I wasn't ready when I first asked. And then the word came through Pastor that he need to wait. He ain't saying he ain't the one, but y'all need to wait. She came and told me that. I said, okay. The time that he gave me to wait, I got myself together. So my thing is, make sure that you are looking at yourself in the right perspective, and be honest with yourself about where you are as a man.
And how important is it for a young man to have mentors?
I think it's very important, because without even asking for them, the negative mentors are already out there. So you have to have something to combat all the negativity that you hear from the start, because you come out, you grow up thinking people, get all the girls. Oh, you the man if you get the girls. You see what I'm saying? You get all this falseness from older men, which need to stop. Right?
Yeah.
And so you got to have something to counter that, because the world ain't covering their view of things. They telling you, it's okay. Do this. You got time. You got time to get married. You got time to find the right one. Right now, you need to be having fun. No man should be tied down that early. See, tied down. They use terms like that. And ever since I've been married, I ain't never felt tied down.
You don't have a ball and chain?
What? It's probably if she gave me the ball and chain, I probably put it on myself, be like, I'm cool. As long as I'm tied to you, I'm cool. As long as we in this together, I'm cool. So and that's the key. The biggest thing is I want people to be honest with themselves and be honest with each other.
And that wraps up today's show. This is Princess Miller on the Color Outside the Box podcast. We want you to stay tuned. And hey, take out the opportunity to make the Color Outside the Box podcast your favorite so you can stay up to date with the latest shows. And I know we ran over today, but the topic warranted us going over. I hope that you've learned something. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. See you next week. Have an awesome day. Color Outside the Box is a podcast series that focuses on creating a better you. Whether it's advice about family, relationships, raising children in this technological world, marriage, or careers, we seek to find the answers to help you live your best life. So start your Monday morning off right with me, your hostess with the mostest, Princess Miller, on Color Outside the Box right here on iTunes and everywhere podcasts can be heard.